Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again, and welcome to this family health program here this morning. And without any further ado, we want to invoke the Lord's blessing into our midst. And I will ask Pastor Cornelius to come and just do the invocation for us. Let's see that and reach it.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Just last Sunday, I preached a message on John chapter 9, where Jesus encounters a man who was born blind. And his disciples made the assumption that because there was a disability, somebody sinned. And Jesus said, no, it's not because of any sin that this man was born blind, but that the works of God would be made manifest. And God has created all of us in different ways for different reasons. But the most important thing is that we acknowledge who He is and that we understand that His greatness and His grace and His mercy is poured out to us because of His sacrifice on the cross for our sins. And that whatever abilities that we all have or don't have, that we can still honor and praise and glorify our God. To know that one day in Christ, there will be no disabilities. We will all be made perfect in Him one day. And that is what we can be rejoicing in. And in the meantime, we have an opportunity to serve those who need even a little more service. And we thank God for that opportunity to share, to be His love to one another in times of need. And that is the purpose of the special needs school here, is to help to minister to those who have a little bit different need and be able to help them along the path that God has provided for them in this world. So as we begin, let us stand and have our opening word of prayer. Ask God's guidance on our time together. Lord, thank you so much that you are a God who has made each one of us. You've made us exactly how we are and what you want us to be. But Lord, in that creation, you have made us to know you, to know the one who has created us, and to know that you loved us so much that you came and entered into our humanity and even died on the cross that we might be completely forgiven and redeemed and accepted by a God who cannot take sin and yet allowed His own Son to become sin for us. And Lord, I pray that this gathering today, and as we look at the health of our bodies and the health of the bodies of those that are ministered to through this school, I pray that you would help us to be able to take better care of what you have given us, that we can be healthy to the fullest of our ability and still trusting in your strength and in your power to enable us to do, each one of us, what you have for us to do. And so, Lord, I pray your guidance upon this meeting this morning, and I pray it would be profitable for each one who is here, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much. You may be seated, I reckon. Thank you very much, Pastor Cornelius, for invoking the Lord's blessing on these proceedings here this morning. And without any further ado, let me just go straight into the meat of things. Let me first of all say my name is Ainsworth Irish. I'm the National Director of Special Olympics Dominica. And of course, Miss Arginette Francis, our Secretary, Pastor Cornelius, Dr. Dwayne Laville, Miss Deborah Peters from the Lions Club of Dominica, and of course we have our dietitian, Mrs. Marilis Teeth. I always have a challenge in the pronunciation, but Miss Teeth is here. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, board members from Special Olympics Dominica, welcome to this health forum here this morning. I am indeed very thrilled, and on behalf of Special Olympics Dominica, I wish to welcome you here at this first annual Family Health Forum. It is wonderful to see many families and familiar faces here, and the new ones for joining us here today. The purpose of this simple but yet profound health forum is to empower our families with the knowledge needed to lead healthier and happier lives. We believe that good knowledge and tools needed to lead us into good health and safety is key. We also believe that good health is the foundation of thriving families and communities. Today is an opportunity for us to share our expertise, as we have Dr. Dwayne Laville will speak on NCDs and other health matters related to human being. We also have our dietitian who will give us some insights on good living and dieting and so on. She has a wealth of knowledge and experience. And so today we want to share whatever information we will get from the experts. I trust that this would serve as a springboard for future health development and success. So throughout this session, we'll have a series of engaging discussion, very informative, as I indicated, on nutrition, maybe a little bit of mental health, awareness, and so on. And at the end, we'll be able to interact for a short while. I should also say thanks to the Emonews for covering this health forum. Emonews, as you know, every moment online, they are everywhere around Dominica. And so, we said, we should really have them on so that our principals in North America be able to have a good glimpse as to what is happening in terms of the support and sponsorship. So we are honored to have you here today to join us. And this session will be of immense value. Your active participation is what this forum is all about, truly impactful. I encourage you to ask questions, and I'm sure you'll get the answers from the experts. I want to say special thanks to, again, Mistress Francis for allowing us to host this forum at a school here. I have to come and learn the Caribbean language. Every time I come, it's always challenging for me. But anyway, I want to say thank you very much. We want to say special thanks to the Lions Club International Foundation and Aruna R.B. Oswald Trust. They are the one that sponsored this and gave a grant so that we can conduct this forum. In fact, next Saturday around this time, we'll be doing a similar program at the Prevost Cinema. So I have to say thanks to the Lions, and we have, of course, our president of the Lion, Ms. Peters, is here. And of course, you can see the banner here. Lions Club International Foundation and Aruna R.B. Oswald Trust. I was fortunate in Germany just about 2 or 3 years ago. I met Miss Aruna R.B. Oswald, a lady who continues to support Special Olympics all over the world. An Indian lady, very short, diminutive figure, but very powerful, not just in her finances, but in the work that she has done for humanity. So we're extremely delighted this morning to be associated with Lions Club Foundation International and, of course, Aruna R.B. Oswald Trust. So without any further ado, I just want to say welcome again, and I do hope that you will enjoy the proceedings. Thank you very much. Yes, so before I take my seat, I want you to put your hands together to welcome our athlete leader. Probably I should give him my seat on that side. Mr. Radiant Felix. Radiant Felix is our athlete leader for Dominica, and is representing Dominica on the Caribbean Athletes Leadership Committee. And we're going to call Radiant to just give you a few words in terms of the health platform that he chairs and heads in on the Caribbean Leadership Program, and just give you a short insight as to the benefits of Special Olympics. Radiant Felix.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
As Mr. Irish Jeremy said already, that my name is Radiant Felix, and I'm the health leader for Dominica and the athletes leader on the Caribbean Athletic Leadership Council. And I'm the health leader where I represent Dominica. Yes, I just want to say that I've been in Special Olympics for a while now, for a few years, since 2019. And my journey has been very good. My journey has been incredible and very helpful to me in one way or the other. Because I went to Florida in 2022 and I received the bronze medal in the 100 meters. Special Olympics has helped me a lot because it has helped me to make new friends. It has brought me around the world, such as Florida, as I said, Germany. It has brought me to Barbados, and it has brought me to Guadeloupe recently. It has just made me be international. And remember, Special Olympics is not for stupid people or dumb people. No, Special Olympics is a program for people with intellectual disabilities and challenges, where it helps you a lot for your own importance and benefits. Because people with intellectual disabilities and challenges, they can do whatever they set their minds to do. They can do whatever they put themselves into once they try, once they make an effort. Because I mean, we all have a mind where we can think and we can try in making an effort. Because you have a disability or challenge, that is not the end of it. The thing is, you are just different from others. Based on what what Pastor Cornelius said, that the thing is that we are just different. We may just have a different need apart from other persons. Are you with me, everybody? Yeah. Everybody is different. There is no way people can be the same in this world. Because if everybody was the same, then tell me how this world would be if everybody was the same. Exactly. That is why we have everything. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have nurses, we have fire officers, mechanics, electricians, we have plumbers, we have everything in our world system. Because everybody is different. Everybody can never be the same. Yes, in Special Olympics, as the health leader, I want to give a remarks on your health. How you should take care of your health. In Special Olympics, and not just in Special Olympics, but whether you belong to any normal sports business or so. But as a person, your human body, you must take care of yourself. Because your body is what you call a machine, which have many different parts in the system that make it work and function and operate. You must drink water to remain hydrated all the time for your own importance. Because if you don't drink water, then you can get cramp or something can happen to you. So you must be hydrated at all the time. Even when you don't feel thirsty, remain hydrated. Healthy eating for your own importance and benefits, because your body needs a little sugar every now and then, nutrition and carbohydrates, so that you'll be able to be in good health of mind and body, so that you interact and communicate in sports. Sure. Yes, your health is one of the most important things. Yes, and I just want to say that before I close, Special Olympics has helped me to make new friends. It has brought me around the world, as I said, It has made me be into public speaking and it has empowered me in various capacities so that I have a good, wonderful, and productive time to represent my country, Dominica, and to be the next gold medalist.
Thank you very much, Adrian Felix. Thank you very much indeed, and for your good insights. And Felix is one of the athletes that is always willing to come forward and speak. As you can see, he's also a global messenger. So we want to just thank him again. Give him a round of applause. So without further ado, we'll call on Ms. Deborah Peters, the president of the Lions Club, to give some brief remarks. As you know, Lions always collaborate with Special Olympics, and we felt it was fair to just invite her here today to say some brief remarks.
Athletes, parents, invited guests, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, it is an honor to be here as a member of the Dominica Lions Club, as under the umbrella of Lions Club International, right? It is not just an honor, it is a responsibility to speak boldly about the power of service, the strength of partnership, and the unwavering belief that every life in our community deserves a fair chance at well-being. So today we celebrate a partnership that is more than a collaboration. It is a lifeline. When the Lions Club International Foundation joins forces with the Special Olympics Committee, it sends a clear message. Our people matter, their health matters, their future matters. So around the world, 1.4 million lions rise each day with one mission: to serve. The Lions Club International motto is "We serve." Right. So through 50,000 clubs across nearly every nation of the world, and with the support of Lions Club International Foundation, an organization that has invested over $1.3 billion since 1968, we have seen what happens when service meets purpose. And today, that purpose touches our very own nature eye. The grant provided to the Special Olympics Committee is not just funding. It is a vote of confidence in our people and in the limitless potential of every athlete and their families here. The focus of this forum, Healthy Living, is not a simple thing. It is a call to action. It is a reminder that good nutrition, physical activity, as Mr. Felix told us all about, mental resilience, and preventative care are not luxuries, they are necessities. And when we stand together, no one gets left behind. This partnership strengthens families, it uplifts individuals of all abilities, and it challenges us, each one of us, to step up, stay informed, and become healthier. To both organizations, I offer deep and sincere gratitude. Thank you for investing in lives, thank you for shaping futures, and thank you for proving that inclusion is not an idea, it is an action. As we move forward today, I hope this forum and everything that we will learn from both the dietitian and the medical doctor ignites something in us. A determination to adopt healthier lifestyles, to forge stronger community bonds, and to champion well-being for all, loudly, proudly, and with apology, and without apology. Again, it is an honor to be a lion today. I'm here today at the Isu Lukati School. I said it correct. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Deborah Peters, the president of the Lions Club, and she made some very important remarks. In fact, she reminded us that there are 1.4 million lions around the world with 50,000 clubs also. And one significant thing that she mentioned is 1.3 billion people. You said $1.3 billion pumped into the whole Lions Foundation. And she said in 1968 when it started, when that operation started. And it's significant that she mentioned 1968, because 1968 is the time when Eunice Shriver Kennedy started upon the Special Olympics. And it was in a backyard in 1968 when Eunice Kennedy so quite a few children were challenged, less fortunate, and brought them into our backyard around the United States of America and had them getting into games and so on. And it grew so much now that we have 4.9 million athletes around the world. So this is very revealing. And I have to say thanks to Deborah for coming on board, because not at short notice, but immediately as I contacted her and said, you know, we're going to have this family health forum in the Kalinago territory and one in Roseau, and the Lions played a significant part in terms of the sponsorship or the grant that we got. We wanted somebody from Lions. And my principals, even yesterday when I got that call from Mike Hamilton in Los Angeles, from Special Olympics International, he told me to make sure I have a lion, a lioness, or somebody from Lions Club come to say something. Otherwise, you know, when they see the cricket and the tips, they'll think twice before giving us another grant. So I had to get the Lions on board. So thank you very much again for your insights. So without any further ado, we're moving smoothly and we should be out of here before 12 o'clock for sure. And, you know, we have this morning when I was preparing my little breakfast, and then I had a big chunk of bread. And then my wife said, you know, you should cut down on this bread because you should have maybe more lettuce or more tomatoes or something like that. So, you know, I really wanted the bread, but then I had to accede to her request. And so it gives me a great opportunity now to welcome Miss Mary-Liz and teach our dietitian to tell us about good health and diet in Dominica. Mrs. T, make a welcome.
I don't need my equipment. I can just have put in my voice with you. Hi everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Look at the hit table. Okay, so food. Juice. Biscuit. A piece of bread. A piece of bread with a piece of fish, some lettuce, and tomato. Food. Anybody feeling hungry?
Yes.
Whenever people talk about food, I start to feel hungry.
Yes.
So that is natural. So food is very important in our diet. Food is a right. That means to say everybody must have food every day. Okay? You must have food every day because it's a right. Nobody should deny you food because we know there are some situations home maybe or at school the teacher may say, well, you'll not go out for your recess, you'll stay inside today. And the child has her recess in her bag and she cannot eat it. That is not right. Okay? Or at home because you misbehaved, you had to wash the dishes and you didn't do it, and your mommy said, well, no lunch for you today. No. We should not use food as punishment, and it should not be used as reward either, because we'll be sending wrong messages.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, yes. And work, yes. So, I want somebody to give me the name of a food that begins with the letter P.
Potato.
Very good. Pineapple. We have plenty, you know. The name of a food that begins with the letter D.
Dashing.
Oh, everybody loves dashing here. Good. Name of a food that begins with F.
Fish.
Everybody loves fish.
I love fish because I'm a fisherman.
You're a fisherman. Okay, great. Name of a food that begins with L. Lemon, lentils. Great. What about E? Eggplant. Yes, great. What about R?
Rice.
Radish. Very good. What about A? Apple. Maybe apricot. Look, we have a lot of apricots here. O. Oranges, okra, you know okra, right? Okay, so every day in our life, we make choices about what we want to eat. Now, those choices can either benefit us or harm us. Okay? It will be a slow process as it's going to harm us. The benefits, we'll see, oh, I'm putting on a little weight. Okay, I had a cold and now I don't have the cold because I drank some orange juice, so I ate an orange, and so I feel better. But the long-term effects, that is what we are concerned about. When we don't eat healthy, it can have long-term effects on us. And we can be affected in many different ways. And I don't want to go into the doctor's presentation. He will talk a little about NCDs and so on. So food is anything that we eat or drink that makes us healthy. It has to make you healthy. It has to make you feel good. Okay? It has to give you some energy. It has to give you some protein that you can build some muscles. It has to give you some fat that you can put on a little weight. Okay? It has to give you some vitamins and minerals. Okay? So food has all of these different nutrients in it. That is why it is important for us to eat healthy. Because it is from those foods that you eat that you will get the important nutrients so that you can continue to grow and develop and feed your brain so you can do all the different activities that you have to do. Okay? Now, water is not considered food. It stands on its own, but it is so very important. Ray told us that we have to stay hydrated. We have to drink water. So sometimes we are thirsty, and boy, let me open the fridge and see what that's there. Maybe I'll have some juice. No, water. When you are thirsty, it is water. So you may drink the juice, and after you drink the juice, why still thirsty, man? So it's really the water you need. Okay? And water has very important functions in the body. Water is good for the brain. Okay? Water helps the entire system. Okay? The blood flows through your body. Water is important for that as well. Okay? Although water doesn't have any specific nutrients in it, like protein, fat, and so on, but it plays a very vital role in your body, and therefore I want to encourage you to take your water every day. So every day, we make choices about the foods that we eat. But it has to do with habits. So sometimes you get up in the morning and you may have a cup of tea. You may have a basilic, you may have a simecotwa, you may have chocolate, you may have coffee. How many people drink coffee in the morning? Nobody drinks coffee sometimes. Okay, right. So these things become habits. And so you develop that habit to have your coffee every morning, or to have your glow show or your basilic tea, or whatever the case may be. Now, sometimes we eat according to our culture as well. When it is Independence time, tell me something that you really like to eat at Independence time. Red fruit and salty sancocho, crabber, sorin and pear. Right? Exactly. So this is our culture. So we eat according to our culture as well. So that can influence the way we eat. Some people just have a preference for certain things. Oh, I like cheese, or I like my tea very sweet, or I like to taste the salt in my food. So people have preferences, and that can influence the way that you eat as well. We are social beings, and therefore we like to eat together. Okay? Nobody says you have to sit at a table. You can sit under the tree, you can sit on the palapot, you can sit anywhere and enjoy whatever you have. But we are social beings, and so we eat together. Now, sometimes it's not easy for all of us to be eating at the same time, because Daddy might be in the hills in the garden, and it's still he come down that he can eat. But mommy home with you, or you at school, you can eat. Okay, so different times when you can eat, and you eat because you are with your friends, you are with your fellow students at school, or with your family at home. So it is important for us to think about that. Also, the food that we eat is also based on seasons. Right now, it's the season for what fruit in Dominica?
Sorry.
Lots of sorrel, pumpkin, and I think a big pumpkin. I've never seen those before. Carambola, citrus fruits, oranges are coming in. Okay? Ginger. Yes, so you can get your ginger. So the food that we eat is also based on what is available. Now, when we had Hurricane Maria, some of you all maybe were not born, and everything was destroyed. And the help that we got from outside, the food that we got, came in cans, in tins, in packages. We were not used to that, but we had to eat it because that is what was available. So you see how a disaster can affect the way that you eat. Okay, it can influence. Also, your emotions. But today I get up and have a headache. And that headache just preventing me from eating. Or I have a bad stomach. Or I'm just not feeling well. Okay? I'm in a bad mood. So your emotions can also affect the way that you eat and what you eat as well. Okay? Some people, when they're here, yes, I was just about to say that some people, when they are stressed and they're having a hard time, that's the time they eat the most. But the trick here is we want comfort food. We don't want a nice plate of some ground provision there, some beans there, little chicken there. No. We want a pizza, we want a cake, we want some ice cream. And all these are food there. All these are also food, but everything we have to do. We have to do it in moderation. We have to watch the amount that we are having. And then you choose food based on what the food contains. So all our ground provisions, like our dashi, our yam, or sweet potato, or white potato, or cassava, all these are energy-giving foods. When you get up in the morning and you just drink the coffee alone, it's not enough. You need to get a starchy something. Mr. Irish spoke about his bread. That's okay. If you don't have bread, you can have biscuit. If you don't have biscuit, you can have breadfruit. If you don't have breadfruit, you can have yam. If you don't have yam, you can have green figs. Because all plantains, all of them come in the same group, but you must have some of those. Okay? And these are the foods that are going to give you a lot of energy to get going for the day. Then you will need what we call food from animals. Maybe saltfish, maybe chicken, maybe egg, maybe it's a kind of tuna you have. But something from the animal. You need to get that to go in the starch so that you can get the protein. Because the starchy food will not give you enough protein. You can get a little protein from the cereals like your oats. You can get a little protein there, but not much. So the starchy food, your dashing and so, and your home give you energy. Okay? And then you add your little protein to it. Now your beans, your legumes, dried peas and beans. Which beans do you like the most? Lentils, red beans, pink beans. Good. So any type of dried beans that you like, that is great. It has a lot of fiber that's going to help your intestine. When you go to the bathroom, you just go to the bathroom, you're there, looks come out. But if you don't have that fiber in your diet, you're gonna sit on the toilet for a little while. It can't come. Okay? But those foods there will help you. Your lentils, your pink beans. Eat your beans and try to eat beans at least twice for the week. At least. Some people can have more. But at least, we are saying, try to have some beans in your meal twice for the week. At least. Yeah? You eat beans alone and nothing else. Why do you do that? Just feel like it? I know some people just love beans, yeah. But that would not be a good thing to do every time. Okay? It would not be a good thing to do every time. Because you need, as you see, I'm going from food to food. So we have the starches, then we had our food from animals, then we have our legumes, And now we come to our vegetables. What's your favorite vegetable?
Cucumber.
Cucumber. Lettuce. Tomato.
Carrot.
Carrot. Chinese cabbage. Kale.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, yes,
Not
yes,
those?
yes.
Okay. So there is a variety of vegetables. Some of them are dark green, some of them are yellow, some of them are red. Anybody can tell me a purple vegetable? Very good. And you have the purple cabbage as well. Okay? So, from your vegetables, you want to have some every day. Not like the beans, but you want to have the vegetables every day. And you eat what is in season. There's no point for you to say, I want some tomato today. Tomato is not in season. Tomato is $10. And it's another 40. So let us say, no. So what we get from the tomatoes, we get vitamin A, we get vitamin C. So you take your greens, you eat your lettuce, you get your vitamin A. You make a squash, you get your vitamin C. Alright, you're good. Alright? So that's why I said that you eat what is in season. So make a choice of the vegetables that you like. You don't have to eat and you don't have to like all of them. Just make sure you can eat some every day. And it doesn't have to be too often on your plate. If it's just lettuce you have, very good. If it's just cucumber, good. If it's just carrot, good. The days when you can put them together and make it look like a rainbow, that is fine. But if you cannot, that is okay. If it's one you have, you eat it. Because these foods, they contain vitamins and they contain minerals. And our body needs them every day. They will protect us from many diseases. And the studies are showing that the more we eat of them, it's better for us. Before it was said 5 servings. Now they are saying 7 servings. So all they're trying to tell us is to do what? Eat more vegetables. Eat more vegetables. Okay? And that is our vegetables. Then we have our fruits. Fruits. Well, Kalina go coming down the road and I see coconuts. Wonderful. Okay? So what are the other fruits you have here? Oranges. You have grapefruit. You have pumpkin, carambola, guava. Oh, guavas. Okay. So we have all those. But you know what is sad for us? Not just in the Caribbean territory. All over Dominica when I travel. I see cherries on the ground.
Yes, no.
I see guavas on the ground. That's not good for us as a nature island. We need to eat those foods. Eat your fruits every day, whatever is in season. Go outside, get a guava, get a carambola, get a pumpkin, get a pawpaw. Okay? Because this group of foods, the fruits, also contain very important vitamins and minerals to protect the lining of your eyes, give you good skin, help your hair to grow, all these things. Very, very important. So let us go quickly and let us see if we have all the groups. We're missing one more group and I want to see if somebody can give me the last group that we have to talk about when we are doing our meals. We started with our starches, like our ground provision. Then we had our proteins, our food from animals. Then we had our legumes, our peas and beans. Then we had our vegetables. Then we had our fruit. And then we're missing oil. Oils and fats. Let me tell you, I leave that one for last. Because that's the one we're supposed to have the least of. I put it way down at the bottom. It's a little bit we have to have of it. Because the fats, the type of fats that we generally use are very dangerous to our health. So we do not want to do too much frying and deep frying and eat fried foods like your chips and your chicken. Once in a while you can have a little fried chicken and chicken. But if that becomes a habit, if it becomes a thing of the day or of the week, you have it 2-3 times.
Yes.
What you're doing You just adding bad health to it. Okay? So the oils, the margarines, all of these you want to use them in small amounts. Because we have a very important organ in our body, the heart. And when fat goes the wrong way and block the arteries, we are in trouble. Can't breathe properly. When we become too heavy, people say, I'm not eating enough and I'm getting fat. What do you mean that fat? Water? Juice? No, it's food, some kind of food. And lack of exercise as well. Okay? Yes, the type of food. The type of food that you choose to have can cause you to become what we call overweight or obese. When you are overweight and when you're obese, you put yourself at risk for diabetes, high blood pressure, and even some kinds of cancer. And we know that it's so common.
Yes.
We're trying our best. Okay? So the fat group include avocado. Avocado would come under the fat. So therefore, right now we have a lot of avocado. Nobody should be using margarine. You should just take your bread, you have to toast it by the fire, wherever. Take a piece of avocado, crush it and put it on your bread. That's your butter. And it's a better fat. It's a healthier fat for you. Okay? So use the avocado. Our dried coconuts also come under the fat as well. Because you know we can make coconut oil. But if you have the coconut itself that you can use, it is excellent that you can use the dried coconut to make your sandwich and whatever else that you want. Okay? So oils, margarines, lads, all of these come under the fat plant oil. So we want to say that this specific food group, we want to limit the amount that we are using. Now, generally, there are three things we say to ourselves. Reduce your sugar. Yes, some of us like the tea and we do sweet. Like the sugar gonna make us sweet. Okay? So you want to limit. Use less sugar. First of all, for the younger ones, it's going to spoil your teeth. You're going to get dental caries. Okay? No, sugar doesn't cause diabetes, so I need that for doctor to deal with. Okay? So you have reduce your salt. Reduce your salt. When you cook it, okay, let's go quickly. You have fish for lunch. You season the fish, right? Good. The fish has some salt in there. You cook some rice. What you put in it again? You put some salt. I hope we are not cooking our ground provisions with any salt. No salt in our ground provision. Okay? No salt in our ground provision. So you have salt twice in the food. You have when you season the fish and you have in the rice. Hey. You say, I'm making a little macaroni and cheese too. You're going to put salt in the macaroni and cheese. 3 times in one meal, you have salt.
Yes.
So if you have to count the number of times you use salt when you're cooking, then we have too many times. We are using salt too many times. So we want to reduce the amount of salt a little bit. But not everybody. For the day, you should have 1 teaspoon of salt. You know a teaspoon? 1 teaspoon of salt. But by the time we season the fish or the meat, by the time we cook the rice, by the time we cook the beans, the 1 teaspoon of salt gone. Maybe 3, 4, 5 teaspoons going. Doctor talk about salt. Too much salt will cause your body to absorb a lot of water, retain a lot of water, and affect your blood pressure. And the last one is fat. Reduce fat in your diet. Okay? Try not to do too much frying. Do more baking if you can. Do more steaming. You can cook your fish today, tomorrow you can do a little fry. But not fry all the time. Okay? Use a different method all the time. So, finally, I just want to say it's important that we keep healthy. One of the ways is by eating healthy. Let's just go through the foods that we have to choose from. Our starches, like our brown provision. Make sure a piece of that is on your plate. Your beans, make sure you have some kind of beans. Then you have your food from animals, fish, chicken, whatever you like. Then you have your vegetables. Then you have your fruits. We encourage you to eat your fruits rather than make fruits. But now and then we want to juice. So we make a juice, okay? But the thing about the juice, sometimes we put so much water in the concentrated juice that we really don't get it. It's very nutrition. So it's better to eat the fruit. Eat the orange, eat the carambola, eat the pawpaw, eat everything. Forget about the juice for a while. Okay? And then the last group was fat. Use less fat, less deep frying, just do a little bit of oil to do your frying and so on. When there is avocado, use avocado instead of margarine. Vegetarian get used to that. Okay? And finally, there are 3 things we have to reduce in our diet to maintain health. What it is? Sugar, salt, and fat. So that is what I have to share with you today. There's a lot more to talk about, but I have to stop now so Dr. can share with you. Okay?
Like when you roast your fish and you break your coconut, that is so nice.
That's
Okay, let us give me some teeth another hand.
That was excellent information, right?
Yes.
She really gave us some education and some food for thought. So now we know what we should and should not be doing, and including in our diet. Correct? Correct. Right. So now we hand over to our next presenter. That's Dr. Dwayne Lavin. Let us give him a hand.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so still morning. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know a lot of the faces. Some of them I'm not too sure of by name, but I know a lot of people are here. It's a pleasure to be invited here today because health is always a good thing for everyone, and prevention is better than cure. So the more information we can give to the public, people, to the children, their families, it's better for us as doctors, nurses, and health practitioners. So, being here today, we have a number of things to talk about, but we'll summarize, make it short, make it nice, make it interesting so that you don't get too much information or you forget the important things when you go home. First thing I'd like to say, health, for a lot of people, they see health as a physical aspect, the physical things. Health is more than just the physical as what you can see. Health is mental, health is social as well. All right? In terms of the physical, before we get into the conditions or the diseases that we have to look out for, we will mention briefly, not going into nothing much, anything else on the diet, because Ms. Stitt has given us a lot of information, and that is more than enough. We diet and food and exercise is what we're going to focus a little bit more to the physical aspect. All right? So, a lot of you guys here are no strangers to exercise because part of the Special Olympics has to do with physical exercise. But exercise is not just for some people, okay, I need to go running, I need to go to the gym for those who think that it is, I need to even lift weights. We need more physical movement than just the term exercise. So your children play, running around, sometimes they may get on your nerve, but that is their form of exercise. We see quite a few children who are overweight ever so often in our clinics, and some of the goals that we tell the family is not for them to go on some strict diet, not for them to be running around to have some strict exercise, but to encourage physical activity, playing outside, like many of us used to do before, cricket and all type of sports. That is exercise, right? Because the goal is not to get slim or in Dominican terms to get meg. That is not the goal. As was mentioned before, we have to have a good weight, and children starting them off early is very important. Like I said, I'll not go into what was already mentioned, but watching what they eat is important, and physical activity. We know nowadays a lot, and it is tempting to just give your child a tablet or a phone. They sit in a corner and they forget about you for hours. You can do your work, you can do everything you want, but that is not healthy. That is not good for their body in terms of physical, and not good for their mind. Okay? Because the tablet, though they may have educational stuff online, most of the things that they are watching are not educational, and you don't really follow and see what is being taught to your young ones, what you are learning too for your own self. The devices, just tapping a little bit, is also very bad for our eyesight if we are looking at these tablets and devices for long periods of time. No, in as much as we have physical activity and sports, we always have to ensure that we are safe. As our athletes here already know, safety is very important. You don't just get up and decide, okay, I have to go for a run. As Mr. Felix can tell you, you have to stretch, you have to drink your water, you have to make sure you warm up before you can just get up and start doing some of these activities, right? So precaution is very important for those who, for example, ride their bicycles, and even for the adults, because we know now we have a lot of vehicle accidents. Wearing your helmet for the people who ride motorcycles and bikes is important. Wearing your seatbelt, this can help protect you from a number of incidents, a number of situations that we can avoid. All right, in terms of our physical activity, we all know that rest is important. So it's not just, I need to exercise. You need just as much time to recuperate. Your body has to rest. As Mr. Felix said, it is something like a machine. So your machine has to rest just as much as, for example, your car cannot run day and night. You get problems, you too will get problems. All right? So, in as much as we say exercise and physical activity, that goes for children, adolescents, teenagers, people with special needs, even our elderly family members can do some form of exercises. The simple stretching, you can use simple, for example, bottles with sands where they can actually do movements with their hands, get the joints going. All of these things help prevent a lot of problems. Sitting too long is not good, just as moving too much is also a problem. Too much of anything is an issue, as we all know. So, we have people that may have certain conditions, which I will tie in as we go along. Nobody here is a stranger to diabetes, high blood pressure, unfortunately, hypertension. It's very common in the Caribbean, not just our country, and especially people of our descent. I'm sure how many people here know somebody have diabetes or high blood pressure? So mostly all of us here know somebody who has this condition. Some of these conditions, though we cannot prevent all the time, but a lot of the times we can prevent some of them, or we can at least reduce the complications of things to not get too bad or worse. A lot of it has to do with the dieting that was mentioned. Take the advice as to what we eat. In the Caribbean, we have noticed, and in Dominica especially, by the time we are 25 years, we are all overweight. Some of us think it's a good thing if we are looking fat and rosy, as they say, but too much rosiness is a problem, because that's a lot of cholesterol, a lot of work on your heart, now having to pump that blood even stronger, higher pressures to get where it needs to get. If you can imagine, like most of us now should have at least some pipes of water at our home. If you take a hose and you have the hose open, the water will fall perhaps just here. If you block part of that hose, the water pressure will shoot all the way. So all the blood vessels in your body, just imagine them like different hose and pipes. So when you block them, you block part of them with cholesterol and fat, the pressure increases. And like a pipe or hose that we all know it cannot stick, and we have to call the Wasco to come and fix it. The same ones we have inside, they can burst, they can get blocked, and we can have strokes, we can have heart attacks, we can have a lot of problems, which nobody wants for ourselves, neither for our family or friends and our loved ones. So we have to make an extra effort to encourage each other to move, exercise, watch what we eat, Now, I know KFC may be nice, but try to limit that. Only fried foods, as they were telling us about, is a good important advice. But unfortunately, some of us already have diabetes and we already have high blood pressure, and we not just exercise and dieting is enough. We are already on medication. We know people who are already taking insulin, taking a lot of tablets. Take the advice of your nurse and your doctor. Take the medication properly. Don't take it how you feel you should take it, how you think you should take it, or how it's convenient for you. Take it as the doctor and the pharmacist tell you to take it. And I meet people who said, oh, well, 3 times a day is too much for me, so I'm taking it once. You're not going to get the same benefit of taking it once, right? It's given like that for a reason. Because sometimes they tell you, take it in the morning and take it in the night, because by the time the night comes around, it stops working and you need more of that medication. So too many times we meet people who don't understand how to take their medication, and sometimes when the doctor comes, maybe the doctor is busy and the doctor gives them the medication, they say, yes doctor, they take their book and they go home, and they do not understand anything as to how to take that medication. And most times you find if you don't understand, you won't take it, or you won't take it properly. The doctor and the nurse is just another person like yourself. They're just another human being. Whether it's for yourself or your child, ask them to clarify. Ask the questions. Say, Doc, I don't understand. You understand? I don't understand how to take that. Doc, what is diabetes? You understand? Because I have met people personally who left thinking, okay, they tell me I have diabetes, they tell me the sugar in my body high and I need to eat vegetables. And that's all they know about diabetes. But sometimes they don't ask no questions. And diabetes is so much more than just the sugar in my body high. Right? So they need to understand, okay, well, I need insulin to help me use that sugar. Why am I always feeling hungry? Because diabetics feel hungry more often than you and I who may not have it. Why is that? I put it very easy and simple for you. The sugar in your blood is high, but your organs cannot get it. So your body cannot use that sugar. And your body tells you, because your body is very smart, God created it as such, says, well, I need sugar, I need you to eat. Eat more because please, I cannot get the energy I need. And that's because the sugar is there in the blood, the glucose, but your organs cannot get it. Right? So most times, this is why they give you insulin. So insulin helps your organs and your body to use that sugar. Okay? So it is important that you take it as they tell you, take your medication to help you use that blood sugar. Right? Because your body is also thirsty too much, because diabetics get thirsty a lot, and usually that's an early warning sign that you're getting diabetes. Because why? Your body is now trying to get rid of some of that sugar that's in the blood, and you pee more. So that's why you tend to pee more as a diabetic, and you're always thirsty. I'm saying this because sometimes the early signs of diabetes can help us control diabetes. Diabetes used to be something older people get. Now a lot of children get diabetes. Unfortunately, I've seen a child like 2 years ago, as early as 3 years old, getting diabetes. And that is in Dominica. A 3-year-old getting diabetes. So you can imagine. So diabetes is not for the older people. It's for all of us to be mindful, all of us to watch what we eat, all of us to watch what we do. But some of it is not our fault, it's genetics, we cannot help that. Right? Yes. High blood pressure, we have in children as low as 10 years, 11 years getting high blood pressure with no other apparent cause, no other reason for it.
Cancer also.
And unfortunately, I wish, that's usually a sad topic for me when I see children get cancer. Cancer is a very difficult road. But yes, because they feel it, a lot of them get cancer at younger ages. Young people at 30 years dying from cancer. And that is the reality. Some of the public may not know this, but I can tell you for sure, I'm seeing it, we are seeing it, and we need to try to do better for ourselves. Okay? Now, in the mental aspect, stress. Mind is a very important thing. It controls your body, it tells it what to do. Some of the things that our mind does, we don't even have to think about it. Our body does it naturally for us. But when we are under a lot of stress, and everybody has stress, we need to be sensitive to that. What is stressful for you may not be stressful for somebody else. Somebody may be stressed because they didn't pass a test. Somebody stressed because they cannot pay their bills. Yes, everybody have bills. Somebody stressed because they don't know what they're gonna eat later. Somebody stressed because somebody insensitive tell them something bad, and it's worrying. We have to be more loving, more kind to others, because it can be any one of us. Somebody walking on the road can be stressed, and something you tell them might either brighten up their day and make them feel better, or might make them feel worse. Right? And stress can make us sick, even physically, to our bodies. Anybody who have high blood pressure knows that when they're stressed out, their pressure goes up. Right? And that is usually a bad reason, or usually one of the reasons why they get heart attacks, etc., because of all the stress that they're under, all the pressure of wondering what's the next meal, or conflict at home, or thinking nobody loves me, when we can show love to each other. That is a very easy thing to do, showing love to one another. Stress has been known to even give people stuff as seizures and fits. And you're wondering what is wrong with the person, and you do all type of a test for the person, and because the person cannot cope with the stress that they're under. Now, it's one thing saying that, but how do we cope apart from being nice to each other? We should all have somebody at least we can talk to. So be that person that somebody can talk to about their problems, and not take it to the neighbor. Yes, the person talk to you about the issues that are between you and them. You may not be a psychologist or a doctor, and you can give the best advice, but give the best advice you can, or at least listen to them. Sometimes all we need is somebody to listen to us. All right? Stress in itself is something that is only one part of the mental condition. Right? Not everything is related to stress. Sometimes people have problems that they are born with that we cannot help at times, and we have to be considerate. We have to be considerate that sometimes it is not always easy for somebody to do the same things that you do. And that is okay. Some people need a little bit more time, right? And we need to allow that. Our teachers, I wish we had some more here, need to understand that all children are not the same. And some children need a little bit more attention. Oh, we have one teacher, nice. So as you know, wonderful. So as you may know, and you can transmit, and you probably already have your other teachers, that some children need more time. Some children need a little extra help. Some children you need to encourage their parents to take time off to help them in certain aspects. And everyone should not feel that because I cannot do what everybody else can do means I have no use. Everybody has a use. Everybody is important. Because I can tell you, if the fisherman did not go and fish, and you yourself cannot fish, you'll be eating the sardine in the can, and you will not get no dolphin, no cow, you will not get no redfish, nothing to buy, nothing for you to do. If you yourself not growing your food, and all of us can, the farmer not there, so you can go on the market and buy $10 pound of tomato, you will not have nothing to eat. Everybody's job important. I'm not a mechanic. My transport have a problem, the mechanic has to tell me what to do or fix it. Teacher is important. Even the person who cleans is important, because they help all together for our health, for living in the society. Our social health is very important. Interacting with others. Sports and games are very important, because that brings us together. Our cricket matches that we have, because in Dominica, you know, we play more cricket than most other sports. For those who play football, right? Being in school is important for our children. Some people have heard this, and I'm not sure where it stems from, where it comes from. And they say, school didn't teach me anything, or school doesn't teach me anything. I'm like, well, I really don't agree with you, because a lot of what we do is because we learned it in school. Because I'm pretty sure most of us learned to count our money from being in school. I'm sure the carpenters who build the buildings learn their maths, started off in school. School teaches maybe not everything you learn you might use, but somebody else might use that as well. Right? Now we're going to talk about a few general things for general hygiene. Hand washing is very, very important. Hand washing will help prevent you from getting a lot of the disease and infections that goes around. When people get the flu, when people had COVID going around, when it was a big deal, I'm sure everybody heard, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Soap and water. Maybe Astafans had more soap. But everybody, wash your hands. Hand sanitizer. Now, as COVID, the big hype has kind of died down, people go back to the regular routine of not washing their hands. And then we even find that some people say, but my child getting the flu like maybe 8 times, 10 times for the year. But sometimes you have to realize the child is very correct, not cutting their fingernails, not cleaning their hands, not washing their hands, and they sucking their fingers, and everywhere they touch, they have germs, or they're sneezing, not sneezing in their elbows, sneezing all over, and then everybody gets sick. They come home and they share that disease, they share that virus, and now everybody else sick. In Dominica, we generally have clean water, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Of course, when it rains and so on, you have to be mindful as to the water you have. A very simple but important thing when we are, and some people tend to not pay attention to it, but I use that moment to tell you and everybody else. Some simple practices that we use, like all the insecticide spray, the Gramazone, and everything else we use to kill the grass and stuff around our house. That doesn't just affect the plants and crops that we have, that is not necessarily natural, but some people, and I've seen it, they collect a barrel of water nearby and they spray these things close, and the wind blowing it into their water, and they're not even mindful of that. All these chemicals that can cause cancer and other problems, we need to be mindful. We had recently seen, like I said, there's too much to talk about, but I will try not to go into. There's so much to tell you about. A lot of dengue cases. So we need to actually be mindful. Don't keep stagnant water. Cover the containers. Check if you have regulars. Throw that out. You understand? Because your mosquitoes doesn't necessarily stay in your yard. Mosquito fly and prick your neighbor. It'll prick your friend. It'll prick anybody. And you're not sure which one have dengue. Because even if I put a big picture and tell you this mosquito carries dengue every single time, you're not gonna watch each mosquito and see what it look like. And by the time you realize it's not biting midgets or biting you and it's mosquito, it might be a little too late. You probably already get dengue. Right? Because we all know biting midgets is a problem and we cannot get accustomed to it. But the mosquito bites just as well. Alright? An important thing that some people, I realize over the years that they don't tell people, mosquitoes don't only feed on blood. So mosquitoes also feed on plants. So all the tall grass you have around. That's why if you go into the bush, you can go up Boiling Lake and you find mosquitoes. And nobody not there for the mosquito to suck, but they have mosquitoes. But mosquitoes feed on plants, pollen and so, just like other bees, etc. So it's only the female mosquito that actually sucks blood. So cut the grass you have that keeps water, everything connected around your house. That is also important. So we tend to forget to tell people that, but at least you can say today you learned something new if you didn't know that. Okay? Good. A few extra things just to wrap up. Yes. Remember, we need to brush our teeth regularly, right? At least twice a day if you can. It's better. 3 times floss. Cavities are very painful. Anybody who got a cavity before, you know that that pain sometimes paracetamol is not enough. Ibuprofen might not be enough. And you trust me, you're running to find a dentist where the dentist is. Right? Bathe regularly, take care of your skin, especially now with the biting midgets. Ensure that you use your repellents, use natural medicine if you can, your coconut oil mixed with your Vaseline. That will help you as a repellent. Okay? Drink lots of water. Stay healthy, stay active, stay considerate. Love one another. That's what God put us here for. Right? Show love. I wish everybody a blessed day, and I will continue to improve as we go on. And I'm sure there's an area for questions and comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Dwayne Braville, for your tremendous insight. And as Dr. as he was winding up, he was saying love is the greatest form of gratitude. And he was telling us about good health is about your physical, your social, and your mental aspect of your life. And so we want to say how grateful we are, Doctor, for your tremendous insight. Of course, I do not want to take the win from Ms. Arjun Seal. We'll say thank you. But of course, you gave us some very good information. And I'm sure it will serve as a reinforcement as we move on. Also, too, Ms. Tito was equally good. My Lionel President, thank a lot for the insight on food and so on. So now we have 7 minutes where you can ask your questions or any comments. So that is the opportune time where you can ask the doctor every and anything you wish within the next 7 minutes. Thank you very much.
What I was going to say, Doc, like my husband, he didn't have pressure, he didn't have sugar, and he had 77 years. But when nurse really came to see him, like he was low, and he was low. And then when she kissed him, she said, bring sugar. And when we rush inside and we bring sugar to his mouth, then he could start to talk like that. He could start, and he wasn't saying anything. And then she put his mouth in the sugar.
So you see the importance of what our dietitian was saying. We need to eat, we need energy, we actually need sugar, we just don't need too much of it, we need to control it. And even for diabetics, and not your husband, but for diabetics, sometimes it's not just your sugar going high, but your blood sugar can go low. And that is a problem, just like your blood pressure. So we don't tell people not to eat sugar, we tell them to control the amount of things that have sugar in it. Definitely. All right, no problem. Any questions, comments for anybody?
Doctor, while we wait for other comments, of course, we know stress is something that is, well, I can say stressful, but there's a school of thought that seems to suggest that if a student is studying to pass an examination, it's stressful, but it brings some wonderful results, especially if you pass your exam. I want you to speak to that a bit and tell us what are your thoughts.
Okay, no problem. So, of course, we all will experience some level of stress, right? So there is areas that it may be good for us because we have to push ourselves a little in life, whether it's studying for an exam, training, right? But when it becomes overwhelming, we need to also know we have to pause in between, right? So the good stress of trying to achieve is wonderful. But in between, know that you need to take a break when you feel that it's becoming too much. Understand? Because all of us want to do well in whatever part of life, whether it's in school. I can tell you for sure, somebody who's like myself who studied for many years, that it can be very stressful sometimes. Just as was said, it can be very rewarding when you actually achieve or do well. But you just have to know in between, know your limits, know when you need a break, take that break and start back again. And that is all good. All right?
Yes. Any more comments? Any more questions? Anybody?
Okay, I ask John. For example, when you're talking about cholesterol, you do a test and they will tell you have good cholesterol against bad cholesterol. Can you differentiate between the two things?
Okay, so cholesterol is, though the normal idea is that when you hear cholesterol, it's something bad. Cholesterol, that is not true. Because as our dietitian can tell you, some of the fats that we have is good. Our body actually needs certain fats, right? It actually needs some of the more naturally occurring fats and cholesterol so it can function. A lot of our work, I don't want to get too technical, but a lot of the hormones, a lot of the enzymes, a lot of the substances then, for easier term, in our body, in order to function, they need cholesterol, they need fats because our body actually uses some of that. So when the doctor does a blood test for you, they're able to tell you, oh, okay, this one is a problem, right? Because it's like, I really don't want to get too technical, you might get it, but to go over everybody else, high molecular, low molecular, etc. But anyhow, the idea is your doctor will advise you on which one appears to be high. Normally in children, it is not common to see high cholesterol, unless of course they're struggling with obesity and so on. But for the adults, your doctor will be able to specify. So getting a general checkup, even if you feel fine and healthy, is advisable. See your doctor at least once for the year if you have no issues, just to get a general check, because some things may be going on like high cholesterol that you may not notice or even see. Because before that starts forming a problem, it has been getting high for a while. Right? So I hope that somehow answer your question, still explain for everybody else to get the idea.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Well, if there are no other questions, we're coming down to the end of the program. And of course, we want to say again a big thank you to all the presenters here this morning. Of course, they say all work and no play make Jack the dull boy. So we're going to call at this time Miss Aginette Francis, the principal of the Isulukati Special School, and our secretary from the Special Olympics Dominica, to propose a vote of thanks. Mrs. Aginette Francis.
Okay, well, good morning to everybody. I will assume that it's still morning, or have we reached Okay, so good morning to everybody. Before I give the vote of thanks, I would just like to say a few things. As we know, we are here today because of the Health Forum, Special Olympics, and we know Special Olympics, we are family. And one of the things that Special Olympics Dominica is putting into place is our family group. And it's not just something for the Kalinago territory, but it's the whole island, Dominica. So we could be the family for Special Olympics Dominica. And so before we leave today, we would choose two parents here from the Kalinago territory to be on that Special Olympics family. And then when we get to Roseau, we will get the Roseau family, so that we can all, come together as a family unit to, help our children further in Special Olympics. And I'm looking forward to working with everybody and even bringing more athletes on board. We were expecting more today. Unfortunately, everybody did not come, but we are thankful for those of you who did come to make today possible. And okay, so let me continue with my vote of thanks. Okay, so I would like to thank Dr. Laville. When I first contacted Dr. Laville to come here today to speak at the Family Health Forum, there was no hesitation, and he was very willing to come here today. And for that, I'd like to thank you very much. We look forward to working with you in the future in Special Olympics. Also to Pastor Cornelius, he's one step away from us. And whenever we need our help for Isulukati special education, we can always count on Pastor Cornelius, along with his wife, who is here today, Sister Martha. And he'd like to say a thank you, because you really do a lot for us. And thank you for being here today with us in the Special Olympics family. Also to our dietitian who spoke on good dieting. Thank you very much. We all need to get something from there. And I hope we learned a lot today that I did for sure. And we can make the changes in our diet that is necessary. Thank you, Mrs. T. Okay, also to our Lions member who is coming on board with us in Special Olympics, Dominica. Thank you very much for being here and for working with us or about to work with us. We look forward to working with the Lions Club, Dominica. Also to our national director, thank you very much for the work you've done, for bringing everything here today together to make this Family Health Forum a success. Thank you. Sometimes, when in things like this, we don't see how it is or the behind the scenes work. But we do know there are a lot of behind the scenes work which take place. So thank you for your continued work you do for Special Olympics Dominica. Our board members, we are not forgetting our board members because of course we do work hard too. So the board members who are here, Ms. Rufin Dupini over there, Mrs. Elvin, everyone can wait for the hand so they can Mr. Benjamin, thank you for making the effort to be here and make our Family Health Forum a success. Our parents and athletes, without you, you are the main people because without you, we cannot have Special Olympics Dominica. You are the ones who bring us together. And for that, I want to thank you for always being here, for supporting Special Olympics Dominica. Of course, we cannot forget Emonews because Emonews is one here today, bringing us live, so that other people in Dominica can learn about Special Olympics. So it's an opportunity to have new athletes on board, have new family members on board. So the message is going out today. There is a Special Olympics Dominica, and you can get your athletes on board to work with Special Olympics. There is one in Kalinago territory, and then there is in Roseau, and we come together as a family. So I'm just going to put my number out there. So for those who would feel they would reach and they would want to come and join Special Olympics, you can always call and contact. My number is 265-0244, or in Roseau, Mr. Irish, his number is 225-0521. So you can always call and contact and come on board Special Olympics Dominica. Or Mr. Benjamin 5964. So those are numbers you can reach out. Okay, and we not forget the Lions Club International. All being here today is possible from the grants we receive, the help we receive, and we cannot, how they say, bite the hands that feed you. So we always have to be grateful. And for this, we are very grateful for the help we receive, and I'm going to put this on, and we will continue to receive to make Special Olympics better. For the Aruna Abbey Oswald Trust, I'm saying it correct, Aruna Abbey Oswald Trust. We also would like to say thank you. We greatly appreciate the help that was given to us, and for that, Special Olympics Dominica is saying thank you. Well, this comes to the end. Everybody present, just thank you for being here. Thank you for making Special Olympics great. This health forum, and we'll see you in Rosal next week. Oh yes, I thought it. And we would like to say thank you for Alastair for providing the snacks for us today. So in one way or another, thank you to everybody who made this day possible. Just thank you. Give yourself a round of applause.
Thank you very much. We must thank our secretary. She did a very good job, and I can tell you, throughout the week, we spoke in my corner several times at all hours to make sure everything was going smashing. And she really did a wonderful job. So thanks to Miss Anjanette Francis, our secretary, for a wonderful job. And yes, I should have mentioned that. She mentioned that we want to form what you call a family health committee. Anjanette, myself, and a couple others, we went to Trinidad sometime this year, I think. Was it this year or last year? November last year. And we attended the health forum, which was sponsored by, of course, the Lions International. And she was appointed the coordinator of the family health program for Dominica. Give her a round of applause. So, 3 years, of course, there is a health coordinator, and then there was a special meeting. And just 2 months ago, they put her on the international board for the health committee for world over. So what she was mandated as coordinator for Dominica, the first coordinator, to get a team of about 5 or 7 persons together. You can organize your constitution or your the rules of operations, and to get that committee going so that they can raise funds, have your treasurer and secretary. And at the World Games, when we go to the World Games, as you know, the World Games is coming up in Chile, Santiago, Chile in 2027. We were in Los Angeles 2015, then 2019 Abu Dhabi, and 2023 Germany. And every 4 years we want to go to Chile. When you have your family group, there's always a very good family program. And because of the funds, we do not have the funds to pay for family member. But it's always a very good thing when you come to the World Games. All the families from around the world, they come and they meet, So we want a couple persons from here, maybe not exactly now, but during the course of the week, to call her and volunteer to join on this family health committee. And we'll have a couple from Rose, because next week we do a forum similar to what we are doing here next week at the Playboy Cinema. So thank you very much again, Mrs. Francis. And at this time, of course, I want to remind you, as the doctor said, we have some snacks. We're going to give you some packaged snacks. And thanks to Miss, is it Miss Navi? No, Miss Lockhart. What's her first name? Agasa? Wait, Miss Lockhart for preparing the snack. So, okay, Miss okay, yeah. So we want you to wash your hands before you have that snack. So you have your juice, you have your remember what the doctor said, you have to follow the instructions because we don't want to get sick. So I learned so much from the doctor, I made some notes so that I can mention that at our next forum as a reinforcement. Although we'll be having 2 doctors from the Roseau Health, Roseau Health District to come and address us next week. I don't want to put you under too much stress. I know you have a lot of work already, and you did a very good job for us here. So a round of applause for every one of us there. So thank you very much, and thanks to everyone again. I think it went down very well. So now we should socialize, as the doctor said. You need your physical, you need your social, and you need your mental faculty. So all 3 work together. So now we're going to socialize, but wash your hands.
And with this, we say goodbye from the Health Forum in the Kalinago territory, organized by Special Olympics Dominica. And with this, we say goodbye. And I also just want to mention that we are at the Isulukati School, and these are some of the things that they are doing. So if you are in the area when it is school time, when school is on, then please stop by and give them some support. So these are things that are on sale, things that the students have done. And again, it's a special needs school. And so please stop by and give them the support, emotional support, whatever support you're able to, financial support, the ISU special needs school in the Kalinago territory. It's the same road as the Jolly John's Park, so it's quite easy to get there. So with this, we are saying goodbye, everyone, and thanks for viewing.